Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtapraya Shvabhatresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Nalina Nitraya Venuvadya Vinodine Radhadara Sudhapana Shaline Vanamaline Mahabhava Swarupastvam Krishna Priya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Shri Radhika Tvam Namostute. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 8, questions by Prikshit Maharaj, text number 70. Yugani yugamanam cha dharmo yasya cha yuge yuge avataranu charitam yad ashcharyatamam harehe yugani yugamanam cha dharmo yasya cha yuge yuge avataranu charitam yad ashcharyatamam harehe yugani yugamanascha dharmo yasya cha yuge yuge avataranu charitam yad ashcharyatamam harehe yugani yugamanam cha dharmo yasya yuge yuge avataranu charitam yad ashcharyatamam harehe. Yugani, the different ages. Yugamanam, the duration of each age. Cha, as well as dharmaha, the particular occupational duty. Yaha cha, and which. Yuge yuge, in each and every yuga or particular age. Avatara, the incarnation. Anucharitam, and the activities of the incarnation. Yeah. Which? Ashcharyatamam, the most wonderful activities. Hare of the Supreme Lord. Please explain all the different ages in the duration of the creation and also the duration of ages. Also tell me about the different activities of the different incarnation of the Lord in different ages. Lord Krishna is the original personality of the Godhead. At all the incarnations of the Supreme Lord, although non-different from Him, are emanations from the Supreme. Maharaj Parikshit inquired from the great and learned sage Shukadeva Goswami about Maharaj Parikshit inquired from the great and learned sage Shukadeva Goswami about the different activities of such an incarnation, so that the incarnations of the Lord might be confirmed by his activities in the authoritative scripture. Maharaj Parikshit was not to be carried away by the sentiments of the common man to accept an incarnation of the Lord very cheaply. Instead, he wished to accept the incarnation of the Lord by the symptoms mentioned in the Vedic literatures and confirmed by an acharya like Shukadeva Goswami. The Lord descends by his internal energy without any obligation to the laws of material nature. And thus, his activities are also uncommon. The specific activities of the Lord are mentioned, and one should know that the activities of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical due to being on the absolute plane. Thus, to hear the activities of the Lord means to associate with the Lord directly. And association with the Lord directly means purification from material contamination. We have already discussed this point in the previous volume. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vande Sri Chaitanya Manovisham Stapitam Yenam Putale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guruna Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sayyidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please explain all the different ages in the duration of the creation and also the duration of such ages Also tell me about the different activities of the different incarnation of the Lord in different ages. This specific question was asked by Prikshit Maharaj to Shukadeva Goswami to confirm the different incarnations of the Lord that they will come in future or whatever has come in the past. Because tendency of the common living entities or human being is that to accept any superior personality who is little bit uncommon or who is having some uncommon abilities or sadhana or some mystical achievements, they try to consider that person as a god or God's incarnation. So just to clarify that, who will be the incarnation of the Lord and what will be his symptoms, where he will take birth or where he has taken a birth or where he was born and who was his parents, who will be going to be his parents, and what are the different activities when he comes and performs, that he would like to know from the authoritative person or Acharya like Shukadeva Goswami. And that's why all these inquiries he has made here. And he wanted to know that exactly when and which incarnation will appear, what they will do, and how to understand them. Because if we hear the activities of the Lord, means to associate with the Lord directly. And association with the Lord directly means purification from material contamination. So one has to understand this. And generally all the Puranas, they have 5 subject matters. Like Sarga, Visarga, then Manavantara or Vamshanu Charitam. Vamshanu Charitam means in which dynasty or where the Lord will appear and what will be his activities. Otherwise, today we see that there are so many people who has some mystic power. They call them as a god or the Bhagavan. But in the scriptures, Vedavyashi has already written down in future how Lord will descend to this material world, who will be his incarnation, where he will take birth, and what are the activities he will do when he descends to this material world. And still people, they consider any Tom, Dick, Harry as a god, as a Bhagavan. And just to clarify that, because in the age of Akali, people are like Manda Sumanda. They are lazy to study scriptures or to understand the Lordship through the injunctions that has given in the Vedas. So for such a people, in the form of the stories, this Puranas has written, so that they can understand the incarnation of the Lordship. Then further he says, let me know the duration of the ages and yoga dharmas which they have to perform in that particular age. In the next verse he says, Nrinam sadharano dharmaha savisheshascha yatrashaha shre nrinam rajarshinam cha dharmaha krichareshu jivita. Please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliation of human society, as well as their specific occupational duty in the religion. The classification of the social orders as well as administrative royal orders, and the religious principle for one who may be in distress. Purport. The common religion of all classes of human beings, regardless of whosoever and whatsoever one may be in devotional service. Even the animals may be included in the devotional service to the Lord. And the best example is set by Sri Vajrangaji or Hanuman, the great devotee of Lord Sri Ram. As we have already discussed, even the aborigines and cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, to be under the guidance of genuine devotee of the Lord. In the Skanda Puran, there is a narration that a hunter in a jungle became the most enlightened devotee of the Lord by the guidance of Sri Naradji. Therefore, devotional service to the Lord can be equally shared by every living being. The religious affiliation in terms of different countries and culture circumstances is obviously not the common religion of the human being. Rather, the basic principle is devotional service. Even if a particular type of a religious principle does not recognize the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, the followers still have to obey the disciplinary principle laid down by the particular leader. Such a leader of a religious sect is never the supreme leader, because such a circumstantial leader comes to the position of leadership after undergoing some penance. The Supreme Personality of a Godhead does not, however, require to be under disciplinary action to become a leader, as we see in the activities of Lord Sri Krishna. The occupational duty of the caste and the orders of the society, following the principles of livelihood, also depend upon the principle of devotional service. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that person can achieve the highest perfection of the life simply by avoiding the results of his occupational duty unto the devotional service of the Lord. People following the principles of devotional service to the Lord can never be put into difficulty, and thus there cannot be any question of apada dharma or religion in distress. As will be explained in this book by the greatest authority, Srila Shukadeva Goswami, there is no religion save and except the devotional service of the Lord. Now, this may be presented in different forms. Now he is asking him about what is religion and what are the common religious activities that people will perform, and specifically the occupational duties in religion, the classification of the social orders as well as the administrative royal orders, and the religious principle for one who may be in the distress. So all this information is needed for us so that we can increase our faith in the process of Krishna consciousness, as well as to understand the details that we would like to follow throughout the life. That is most important. Sometimes what happens, people, they come in contact with the devotees, they linger around. It may go for years together, but they never get interest in hearing about the Lord or reading about the scriptures. They can come and render service, but how long they can do that unless and until they understand for whom they are doing and what they are doing. Generally, we see that whenever there are festivals, people that do come, they take part. They render services also, but after that, kaya. Nobody knows where they are. Them we call as the festival devotees. They will appear when festivals are there. But what is essential to understand the principles of devotional service? And how you can understand that? By hearing from the devotees. By reading from devotional books. Otherwise, to develop this faith is really tough. That's why Maharaj Prikshit is asking Shukadeva Goswami that please let me know about all these rules and regulations, different religious activities that one has to perform, and the classifications of the social orders. Because the highest principle that we follow, specifically Gaudiya, is that sthane sthita shrutigata tanuvak manove. That wherever you are situated, sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvak manove. By hearing about the Lord, what one should do? Body, mind, and speech. That we should engage in glorifying the Supreme Personality of the God. The most important thing for us to read these particular topics from Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, so that we can get a clear conception that their Lordship is Lord. And He is Lord or God in all the phases or in His all the incarnations. And He sets example for us that how we should lead our life in this material world. Because there are 4 lakh or 40 million. Huh?
40 lakh.
4 million. Okay. 40 lakhs. Like a 4 lakh.
4 lakh is
400,000 species of human life or human beings. They have their own consciousness at different level. So as per them, there are different rules and regulations are made for them. It's not that same rules are for same everyone. It's not a stereotype or monotony. As per the development of your consciousness, you will be put into a particular mode of material nature. As per the modes of material nature, you will be known in a particular group like Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, and Shudra. According to that, then you have your religious activities, your occupational activities. That one has to understand. Unless and until one gets self-situated, it will be very difficult for him to render devotional service to the Lord. Because you don't know what is meant for you. Because all rules can't be applied to everyone. Because this is a relative world. Whatever may be good for me, it may be bad for others. So according to his development of consciousness, according to his mode of material nature, which is prominent when he acts, so according to that, we have to engage them in the service of their Lordship. And according to that, one should get self-situated and work according to like that. Like in Bhagavad Gita, we see Arjuna wanted to refuse to fight. And he wanted to take sannyas and go away. Lord said, that's not your duty. Kshatriya means you should fight. Because begging can be done by only two people. One is sannyasi and other is Brahmana. Whether that Brahmana is grahastha or whatever it may be. They can accept only a charity because they have capacity to burn other people's karma. If someone else takes charity, he has to suffer. Because sannyasis and brahmanas, they have their strong sadhana and they maintain that throughout life, able to take others' karma. Otherwise, a person just born out of a Brahmin family, so he never becomes eligible to take a dana or donation from others, unless and until he does some anushthan. Because whenever you take any donation from anyone, you are getting that person's karma, hard-earned karma. Because it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, in Avanti Brahmana's episode. Lord himself says to Uddhavji that there are 15 kinds of anarthas you get along with the money. And whatever you may have earned, or how honestly you may have earned that without cheating or without doing any fraud. But still, when you get this money, it comes along with the 15 different anarthas. And that's why we can see the person who is mostly working so sincere and hard in spiritual life, they never hanker much for the money. Because as per our moral science or Niti Shastra, it is clearly explained that 5 things are fixed for the human beings as soon as they get conceived in mother's womb. 1, in which dynasty will born. 2, what knowledge he is going to acquire. 3, when he is going to die. How much money he will have. And how long he will live. All these things are predestined. You are not going to change anything. Because everyone in this material world is paradhina, means who is under others' sovereignty. If you are not under the influence of Lord's internal energy, definitely you will be under the influence of Lord's material energy. So it's you have to decide. There this free, lost freedom or just minded freedom that Lord has given, that gets counted. And to know that, very wonderfully Prikshit Maharaj has asked all these questions. And further questions we'll discuss tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Maharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
I'll ask you one question. Understand the 4 social orders. What happens in our society when people take second initiation, which is called Brahman initiation, and then they are considered as Brahmanas? What is their relationship with one Brahmana? Because they can be Shudras, whatever. They can be Brahmanas and get a second initiation. They can be Shudra and get a second initiation, and so forth.
See, as per the Vedic system, the person who is born in a Brahmin family is considered as a Brahmin. As per the Vedic system. Because those in Vedic time, people, they really used to follow that principle. Okay? When they are born Brahmana, so they used to live like a Brahmana. Nowadays, it's not happening. You will find Brahmana, some Iyer or Iyengar or some Subramaniam. He's the director for the Bata shoes. Can you consider him as a Brahmana? Is he working as he living as a Brahmana?
Vaishya.
You can't say Vaishya. He's the director of the Bata company shoes. Shoemaker. Yeah. So how you will consider him as a Brahmana? Your activities and occupation decides what you are. So generally, in Iskcon also we never had this conception of, or in the Gaudiya Sampradaya we never had this conception of Brahmana, Vaishya, etc. We used to know only Vaishnavas, because Vaishnavas are higher than the Brahmanas, wherever they may have born. As Srimad Bhagavatam says, even Shwapacha, even Chandala who eats the dog, if he renders devotional service, he may born in that family, but he leaves everything and takes the devotional service of the Lord, is considered higher than the born Brahmana, because the Brahmana is not taken shelter of them. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he introduced this initiation thing in Gaudiya Sampradaya, this second initiation of giving Brahman thread to everyone. Because people were not respecting Vaishnavas those days. So just to establish that these are as good as you, because they follow this route. And sanskaret bhavat vijaha. If they get properly cultivated. Cultivated in what? The mode of goodness. If they render that sort of a services, then they are known as a Brahmana. And that's why in Iskcon also, like this Mlechas or Yavanas, whoever born in this Western culture, Prabhupada gave them second initiation. Prabhupada has given even second initiation or Gayatri Mantra on women, which is not there, which is totally against the Vedic system. But he gave it for their benefit. So, in particular Iskcon, we have to think that when we get a second initiation, that is a chance given to us to elevate ourselves up to that Brahmanical standard. You take any second initiation and you act like a Shudras or Vaishyas, how you can be a Brahmana? And generally, second initiation, just wearing thread does not make you Brahmana. Even the Vedic system, this Bija Sanskara used to happen for Kshatriyas and Vaishyas also. That gives you rights to take part in all the pujas. That does not mean you are qualified to worship deities yourself. Brahmanas who are in that profession and doing that only, they are qualified to render that services. If you go to South India, there are different Brahmanical families also. They have particular service to do to the Lord. It's not that all the Brahmanas doing all the activities. No. It happens with us in our society. They do everything. Unless and until you are qualified or you are really expert in that particular thing, you should not do that. That's again offense, because already we are doing Nama Aparad, and again it will be a Seva Aparad. So many things will happen. So who are serious in the devotional life, Prabhupada every time he used to say, I am lower than all these four classes. That's the humility. That's the mood of Vaishnava. And that makes them great than all other social orders. If you want more clarification about that, then you read book called Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. That was the lecture given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at Midnapur. There he clarifies what is meant by Brahmana and what is the position of Vaishnavas. So in Pancharatra Vidhi, we get this second initiation. That is for service of the Lord. So that does not make you a Brahmana. Brahmana means who possesses these qualities. These 12 qualities, what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. If you have that, then you are Brahmana. Generally, we think we get this thread as oh, now I'm Brahmana. I'm not. That never happens.
In our family, we had that ceremony, the Genoa ceremony, so that you could take part in pujas, all our relatives. We have that. Just because
See, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, they are meant, but they are not meant to teach or perform that activities themselves.
just participate.
They can. Like a Kshatriyas, they can read with us, studies with us, but they should not teach. That's not their duty. Patan, Patan, Yajan, Yajan, Dana, Pratigraha, that is Brahmana's culture. Brahmana should do.
I remember reading a little bit about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's lecture, the arguments that he had. He talked about who's a Brahmin. One Brahmin is not a Brahmin. It's the qualifications. You have to be qualified to be a Brahmin.
One should have. Even Yonija, who was born in that Brahma Yoni also, he is considered as a Brahmana. All the classes of people, they should give respect to them because they are born in that particular family. But that does not mean that that Brahmana should take advantage, undue advantage of that. He should understand that whether he is qualified for that or not. He should work on that to develop that same quality as he has born in that particular family. Like nowadays, in the whole society, there is a lack of Kshatriyas. So that's why there is no administration. There is no protection for Brahmanas. There is no protection from the scriptures. Any Tom, Dick, Harry can come and he comments on saintly personalities and Vedas and our scriptures. But in previous eras, the Vedic literature and Brahmanas, they were protected by the king. And no one dared to put them down. Even kings, they never used to take share into Brahmanas' property because it is considered as a Bhudevas, they are the demigods. Sometimes they used to be more opulent than the Vaishyas. Nowadays, everything is topsy-turvy. The whole administration is done by Vaishyas and lower than the Kshudras. So there is a chaos because there is no brain in the society who can run, who can guide the society. And it's everywhere. Everywhere you can see that.
It's not going to get better. It's not going to get better.
No, it's going to increase because it's the age of Kali. That's what happened. भगवान की कथा सुनेंगे भगवान के भक्तों के संग में तो भगवान की प्रत्यक्ष संगति हो जाएगी क्योंकि भगवान के भक्त जो रहते हैं वो भगवत संगी संगस्य वो सदैव भगवान के साथ ही रहते हैं यानी भगवान उनके साथ ही होते हैं इसलिए स्वयं भगवान बताते कि मेरे भक्तों से मेरे बारे में सुनो वो ज्यादा हृदय को आपके पवित्र बनाएगा। श्रील प्रभुपाद की